नमः पार्वती पतये गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनम् ईता नमया विशदैककला ईता नमया विशदैककला न च किंचन कांचन अस्ति गुरो न च किंचन कांचन अस्ति गुरो धृतमेव विधेहि कृपां सहजाम् धृतमेव विधेहि कृपां सहजाम् भवशंकर देशिक मे शरणं भवशंकर देशिक मे शरणं भवशंकर देशिक मे शरणं।
जय जय शंकर, हर हर शंकर।
So namaste children, namaste parents. So I'm very glad to see you all here again once again. So we'll start now. So far we have seen Adi Shankara's story. We have been seeing a lot of incidents, some lot of stories of Adi Shankara. Now today we will see the overall summary of Adi Shankara's story. Overall summary, like a brief summary of Adi Shankara's story. So before entering the story, we will start with a small invocation, with a small prayer. Om Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Sarva Lokanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Nade Sarva Vidyanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. போற்றி எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி சர்வஜ்ஞா சர்வவியாபி பெரியவா சரணம் மாய பிறப்பருக்கும் மகா பெரியவா அடி போற்றி. So we will see the overall summary, overall story of Adi Shankara. So first we will see the Advaitic philosophy. So there is no deed and there is no doer. So this is Advaitic philosophy. We are all, far from realizing this fact. So that is why our Acharya says, there is a God, there is Paramatma who does everything. And they train us to see in that way. So, but this is also so hard. We can't see that, we can't give credit, all the credit to the God. So they train us to see in that way. But this is so hard for us. That is why they say good deeds are always done by God. And thus, Samkaroti. Samkaroti means Shankara, means always doing good for others is Shankara. So thus, Adi Shankara, who is the incarnation of Parameshwara himself, took birth in Kaladi Kshetram in present-day Kerala. That's in the present-day Kerala state, to Shivaguru and Aryambai. So Parameshwara came into the dream, asking for how the boy should be. So he gave two options. Having a normal son with a long life, with a longer years of life. Another option is very highly intelligent and very virtuous and divine son, but he will have a lifespan will be very short. So, but even in the dream, this both the Aryambal and Shivaguru, excuse me, prasadam, that's it's only a gift of God. So that's a gift of God. So whatever he gives, whatever the God gives, that we have to accept. This is how they got Shankara. That is Adi Shankara. That is Adi Shankara was born. So Shankara is someone who is extraordinarily intelligent. He is extraordinarily brilliant because he is an incarnation of Parameshwara himself. So he was thus born, but at the age of 4, he lost his father. So unfortunately, he could not see him grow up. So after 1 year, Aryambal arranged for his Upanayanam. Upanayanam means sacred thread ceremony, Poonal. So that where he was initiated to Gayatri Mantra, and he became eligible to go to the Gurukulam and study the Vedas, and he became an exponent in all Vedas, Vedantas, Shastras, Puranas. He read everything. So during the time of during his time in Gurukulam, one interesting incident happened. Like he was a brahmachari then, isn't it? So as a brahmachari, he went. He begged in front of. He has to beg for alms for getting his food. So what happened one day, the day of Dwadasi day, he went and begged in front of an old woman, and that in that old woman's house, there was nothing for her to give to Adi Shankara. So at last, what happened, with tears in her eyes, on her eyes, she gave a dried amla fruit, Nelikai, amla, seeing her, sincerity and loving heart and compassion, how this lady is suffering from poverty. So out of compassion, what happened? On the spot, he composed Kanakadara Stotram, and the goddess Lakshmi poured golden amlas as a rain, inside the house of that poor lady, that old lady, inside the house of the poor old lady. Okay. So as a brahmachari, he went there, but after his Gurukulam was over, he came to live with Aryambal. He was staying with Aryambal. That is his mother. He was staying. But since he is the incarnation of Shiva, he wanted to fulfill his mission. He wanted to become, he knew that he wanted to become a sannyasi and not to go to a routine life, not to enter into a routine life. So, but he felt that he has to get the blessing of his mother, before he renounced the world. That is, before he becomes a sannyasi. But his mother is so loving, isn't it? So she won't permit him to take sannyasam. And he has only, and another one thing is, he was only only child. So she won't allow to take sannyasam. So what happened is, he was waiting for the time to come. An event happened to solve the problem. One day what happened, a crocodile caught his leg while he was bathing with his mother. His mother lamented, she cried, she screamed so bitterly and said his final moments have come. Shankara asked, what is that final moment? Why are you saying that? And Aryambal, his mother, said that Parameshwara has given only a short span of life for him. She explained everything. But Shankara told, if you give me permission to take sannyasam, then that means probably the crocodile will leave me. And that becomes the next janma. Sannyasam means the next janma. So, if you give me the permission to take the sannyasam, the crocodile might leave me. So, the Aryambal at once, she said, okay, I am giving you the permission. She gave the permission, and Adi Shankara said, he took the sankalpam of getting, himself as a sannyasi, and he said, don't worry, mom, mother, don't worry. At the end of your life, I will be with you. Okay, don't worry, he said, and he started moving away. So he started moving away, and he went from Kerala to Narmada River. He walked to Narmada River from that Kaladi Kshetram. He met his own Acharya, that is Govinda Bhagavad Padacharya. His immediate guru is Govinda Bhagavad Padacharya. We have seen all the lineage. We have seen all the lineage from Narayana, from Sriman Narayana, then comes Brahma, Vashishta, Shakti, Parashara, Vyasar, Sukhar, Gaudapadar, Govinda Bhagavad Padacharya, and then our Acharya, Adi Shankaracharya. This is how, those stories will be very interesting. You can even refer to that stories, like Patanjali, how the Patanjali came with 100, with his 1,000 heads, how he taught, and how the Gaudapada came, and all those things are very interesting stories. So when Adi Shankara went to Govinda Bhagavad Padacharya, he asked, who are you? And at that moment, he composed this Nirvana Satakam. So Adi Shankara is actually already a realized soul. Already is an incarnation of Parameshwara, Shiva himself, isn't it? So, but as a tradition, he should be instructed by a guru. So thus he becomes a part of the lineage. So Guru, what happens is Guru always imparts Brahma Jnanam. Brahma Jnanam means the supreme Jnanam. So Guru taught him Mahavakyas. He not only taught him Mahavakyas, Guru always gives the experience of the Mahavakyas. So he was taught the Brahma Sutras. Brahma Sutras was written by Veda Vyasa himself. So he was taught all the Brahma Sutras, the Vedas, the Vedantas, everything. Adi Shankara learned from Govinda Bhagavad Padacharya. And one more interesting thing happened in that Narmada river. Like he protected all the, villagers from flood by making all the whole Narmada river water disappearing in the small kamandalu, small water pot. So now he became perfect in all the knowledge. After getting to the Gurukulam, he became perfect in all the knowledge. And the Guru said that you have mastered everything in a very short span of time. You have mastered everything, and said, it's all alive in you now. You have already, it's all alive in you, and you have the ability to distill it and make it available to the people and make them understand. So what happened? And then from his guru, he went to Varanasi. So he got sannyasam. He came to the Govinda Bhagavad Padacharya, and then after his Gurukulam, he's going to Varanasi. Varanasi is Kasi. So in Varanasi, he got lot of disciples. There only he met his first disciple, Sanandana. That is a principal disciple of Shankaracharya is Sanandana. But he was also called, who became Padmapada. He walked on the river. He walked by walking on river. It is said that the Ganga Mata, that is the Ganga river, brought lotus flowers right below the place where he would keep his feet. So thus he became Padmapada. So Sanandana became Padmapada, and he was the first principal disciple of Adi Shankar Bhagavad Padacharya. So there in the Ganga river bank, another interesting story happened. That is, he encountered an outcast. It's an untouchable, but who is Parameshwara himself. He is not an outcast. He is Parameshwara himself, but he came as an outcast or an untouchable person. That he, all the disciples said that, you have to move aside because, Acharya is coming. Then he asked the questions like, who are you asking? Me or my Atma? Who are you asking to move aside? Thus he composed, Adi Shankaracharya composed the Manisha Panchagam, which is a very beautiful Panchagam, which is very beautiful, slogam. There he got orders from Shiva himself to write commentaries on Brahma Sutra. So he did that. He was in Varanasi. He wrote all the commentaries. He wrote the commentaries on Brahma Sutras. But one day what happened? Veda Vyasa himself, Veda Vyasa only wrote the Brahma Sutras, isn't it? But he is writing the commentaries on Brahma Sutra. But somebody has to acknowledge it. So one day what happened? Veda Vyasa himself came as an old man. He disguised himself as an old man, and he came there. He debated with Shankara for a long time, and everybody, was astonished why he was debating with Shankara himself. Shankara is our teacher. So he is an all-known person. But how come this old man is debating with Shankara? But he debated and he acknowledged. Then they realized that it's Veda Vyasa himself who has come as an old man And now he acknowledged Shankara's commentaries on Brahma Sutras, because Veda Vyasa wrote the Brahma Sutra, isn't it? And so it is only he who could acknowledge the commentary. So now Veda Vyasa blessed him with another 16 years. Initially, he was only given 8 years. And with the, with the Guru's blessing, he got another 8 years. Now, Vyasa Bhagavan, he, gave him another 16 years. So now Adi Shankara is going to live for 32 years now. So Veda Vyasa also told Adi Shankara to do Digvijayam. Digvijayam means he has to go out throughout the country and he has to preach. Whatever Advaita philosophy is, he has to preach. So during this Digvijayam, the first person he would meet was Kumarila Bhatta. That was a very interesting story. We have learnt about Kumarila Bhatta. He was a great, profounder of Purva Mimamsa theory. We saw that, we saw how he deceived the Buddhist people. He went to the Buddhist monastery, got the teachings of Buddhism, but he deceived Buddhist people, and at last he punished himself by entering into the fire to redeem from this sin himself, isn't it? So, but he liked Adi Shankara very much. When Adi Shankara came, he wanted to, prostrate to Adi Shankara. He was so delighted to see Adi Shankara. And Adi Shankara also, wanted him to write the Vartika. That is commentary, explanations to the commentary on Brahma Sutra. So he wanted to write the Vartika, but he said, Kumarila Bhatta said, no, I can't write it. And he directs Adi Shankara to go to another Purva Mimamsaka exponent who is called Mandana Mishra in Mahishmati. So now Adi Shankara took his advice and Adi Shankara went to Mahishmati, the city of Mahishmati, and there he met Mandana Mishra. That was a very, very, very beautiful how he went into the house, how he jumped inside the house of Mandana Mishra. Then a ceremony was going on. So he went there, Adi Shankara, and he was a very exponent in Purva Mimamsa theory. So he doesn't like all the sannyasis. But, he said that, okay, after all, you have come here, you take the food and go. But Adi Shankara said, no, I'm not here for food. I'm here to debate with you. So Adi Shankara won the debate. He was debating with Mandana Mishra as Sarasavani as a judge. Sarasavani is the wife of Mandana Mishra. She is the incarnation of Saraswati Devi herself. So Adi Shankara debated with Mandana Mishra as Sarasavani as a judge, and he won the debate. That is, he defeated Mandana Mishra. But Sarasavani said that he is a better half because, Mandana Mishra and Sarasavani are a couple. Sarasavani is the wife of Mandana Mishra. So you have to defeat me also. It's not enough to defeat my husband. You have to defeat me also. Then only it will be complete. So the winning is complete. So you have to defeat me. So she started debating with Adi Shankara. Adi Shankara started debating with Sarasavani also. But Sarasavani, she knows that Adi Shankara, he will win the debate. But what she did is she asked a cunning question, like about the family life, about the affection in the family life. But she gave him 1 month time to find out the answer. So Adi Shankara went and he entered into the body of a king to know the family life of a family man, how the family will be and everything. Since he is a sannyasi, he doesn't know about it. So he wanted to enter into the body of a king. He entered into the body of a king and he, understood all the family matters. And then he again came back. He defeated Sarasavani. So he defeated Sarasavani and he instructed Sarasavani, that is, he prayed to Sarasavani. Like he knows that Sarasavani is Saraswati Devi herself, isn't it? So he prayed to goddess Saraswati to be there and bless us all. And what happened? Now Mandana Mishra became Sureshwaracharya. Now he became the disciple of Adi Shankaracharya and he became the disciple of Adi Shankara. He became Sureshwaracharya. So with Sureshwaracharya and all others, all other disciple, he traveled to so many places. And he came to Sri Shailam, where he encountered the Kapalika. Kapalika is, Kapalika, he wanted the head of Adi Shankara. He wanted to take the head of Adi Shankara. He's an evil person. But what happened is, Padmapada, Padmapada came there to rescue Adi Shankara. Padmapada came in the form of Narasimha. Lord Narasimha, he entered into the body of Padmapada, and through the personality of, Lord Narasimha, he killed, Padmapada killed this Kapalika and rescued Adi Shankara Bhagatpadacharya. There he composed the Lakshmi Narasimha Stuti there. And he got his another third disciple at Srivali Kshetram. He got another third disciple. His name is Hastamalakar. He's a very jnani by himself. Hastamalakar is a jnani himself. So he became the third disciple of Adi Shankara Bhagatpadacharya. He got his fourth disciple, that is Totakacharya at Sringeri. His name is Giri. His name was Giri, but he was considered as a very, very simple person. So everybody thought that he's only simple. He doesn't know anything. He's not a knowledgeable person. But what happened is, due to the compassion and due to the grace of his guru, that is Adi Shankara Bhagatpadacharya, he composed Totakashtakam. We are chanting Totakashtakam, isn't it? So he composed Totakashtakam on Acharya and became Totakacharya. So we saw those stories, Totakacharya stories. So after that, what happened is, he got an intuition. One day when he was sitting at Sringeri, he got an intuition that his mother was not good. His end, and her end was nearing. So he went to Kaladi Kshetram using his yogic powers. He flew to Kaladi Kshetram and he helped his mom to go to Vaikunda. He was in his last, she was in her deathbed, and Adi Shankara went and he helped his mom, to go to Vaikundam and did all the rites himself. Even though he was a sannyasi, he did all the rites for his mother. So after that, once again, he did Digvijayam. That is, he traveled across the country. He traveled to many places across India and debated with many people. They all are having, most of them are having hostile philosophies and doctrines, and established this highest knowledge of Advaita. He's also called a Shanmada Sthapagar. He established the 4 Peetams. He's also called Shanmada Sthapagar. Why I said that is, we can't go to the Advaitic point, Advaitic state directly. So we have to have a ladder. If you want to climb to the upper, to the second floor or third floor, we used to climb through stairs, isn't it? So that's how we have to go one by one, step by step. So all the steps, even the steps are given by Adi Shankaracharya. That is why he is called Shanmada Sthapagar. Shanmadam means you can pray to, Ganapati, Ganapatyam. That's called Ganapatyam. Somebody can pray to Muruga. Muruga means Kaumaram. Shaktam. Shaktam means Ambal, Devi Upasana. Then Vaishnavam means Vishnu. Saivam means Shivan. Shauram means Suryan. So that is how he is called as a Shanmada Sthapagar. And he also established 4 main peetams or madams or monastery institutions. On those madams, to take care of he appointed acharyas. 4 madams on north, west, east, and south. And he appointed acharyas on those madams to take care of that region and to protect the Vedic tradition and guide the people. And they became the Shankaracharyas of each directions. And those madams are still there today. This is the parampara continues. Those madams are still there. So one can go and see all the madams there. So, and he made Prithvidagar as a Acharya of Sringeri Mad, and made Sureshwaracharya as the supervisor of that Mad, and he made Padmapadar as the Acharya of Dwaraka Matta, Sringeri Math in south, Dwaraka Matta, and he made Padmapadar as a Acharya of Dwaraka Matta, and he made Totakacharya as the Acharya of Jyotishmati Matta in Kashmir, that is near Kashmir, Kedarnath. He made Hastamalakat as the Acharya of Govardhana Matta in Orissa. So thus he established 4 mutts all over India, that is south, north, west and east. And then he was traveling to all the places. You know, he placed all the Anna Akarshana Chakram in Chidambaram, and you know, he placed Jana Akarshana Chakram in Srirangam, and Dhana Akarshana Chakram in Tirupati. And he went to all the places. He placed Sri Chakram, you know, Sri Chakram in so many places. And then he went to Kashmir. And, you know, he went to Kashmir. He entered the Sarvajna Peedam in Kashmir also. And from there, he went to Kailash. We saw how the, you know, Kailash was Himalayas, where it's an abode of Parameshwara and Parvati. You know, he went there. He got 5 lingams, Spatika lingams from Parameshwara himself, like Varalingam, Yogalingam, Muktilingam, Mokshalingam, Bhogalingam. So he got all the 5 lingams from Parameshwara, and he got the precious Saundarya Lahari, stotrams, lyrics, you know, stotrams, slogans from Parameshwara. So we have to chant all the, you know, slogans and all from Saundarya Lahari. It's a very beautiful slogan written by Parameshwara. Half of the thing is written by Parameshwara and half of the thing is written by Adi Shankara. So he went across all the places, and again, and he came at last to Kanchipuram. Kanchipuram is the place, as the abode of Ambal, you know, is the abode of Kamakshi Devi herself, where it is like a Sri Chakra, where in the Bindusthanam, Kamakshi resides in the Bindusthanam. Kamakshi is there, and he himself entered the Sarvajna Peedam there. Sarvajna Peedam means all-knowing person can only enter into that. So he is the all-knowing person, and he is not different from Kamakshi. Adi Shankaracharya and Kamakshi both are same. So he entered that's called a Kamakoti Peedam, where all our desires come to an end. That's called Kamakoti Peedam, Kanchi Kamakoti Peedam, where he himself, you know, he himself is the Acharya of the Peedam, and appointed Sureshwaracharya. Next, this lineage is next to the Sureshwaracharya, and he appointed a Sarvajnatma as the Acharya. And our lineage, like, you know, Kamakoti Peedam lineage now continues. See, this is how this, at this point we stop the Adi Shankaracharya story. So this is the Adi Shankaracharya story. This is our Guru, Paramam, you know, the great Guru Adi Shankaracharya. He is, no, as a Hindu, as a Hindu, we should know our Acharya, and we should always take the advice of whatever our Guru says. You know, this is how we should lead our life. Those Gurus, you know, those Acharyas are there. They have put a path, you know. They have put, you know, if you are going to one place, how you are going, you are seeing a GPS, you are seeing a MapQuest. Oh, here, this is the direction. Okay, you can go west, come on, south, come on, go. See, like this, they have put a chart. They have given a GPS, how to lead our life. This is how we have to lead our life. We have to, first of all, know our Acharyas. Now taking the, you know, you people, you know, you are all now blessed to know the Acharya story. Now you all know now Adi Shankaracharya story. So you are all blessed. Now what you should do is, you should follow the teachings of Acharya, and you should, you know, simple slogans. At least you have to read Acharya slogans, simple slogans, and you have to chant daily, so that, you know, Acharya will pour grace to us, you know. The lineage, I will tell you, or at least the name of the person, name of the Acharyas. Next time, next session, I'll tell you at least the name of the Acharyas. From Adi Shankar Bhagavad Acharya, I'll tell till our Bala Parivar, that is Kanchi Kamakoti Peedam, I'll tell you the name of the Acharya, so that we at least we can hear, this is all called Laksharchane. This is Archane we do, no? Archane. Like that we can hear all the names at least, and we will know little stories, little bit about those Acharyas next time. So I wanted to conclude here with Adi Shankaracharya's story. And I think you have all filled the forms and everything to enter into that participation in Adi Shankara's Jayanti. So we will all celebrate this Adi Shankara's Jayanti in a very grandeur manner, because we want to see all your faces. We wanted to see how your participation is, So we will enjoy Adi Shankara Jayanti. So I'm going to conclude here today with this. And next time we'll meet, we will see the names, at least the names of other acharyas, and we'll at least do simple stories of acharyas.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
When is Adi Shankara Jayanti?
it is, I think, 16th May, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's 2 days before my birthday.
Oh, that's good.
Great, May 16th. Great.
Okay, now I'm going to conclude the session, and you stay back for slogam, okay, learning slogam, and I'll conclude with Purnamadam. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll see you next time. Okay. Thank you.
Ram
Ram Ram.
Ram, but stay on for slow.
Yeah, Ram Ram. We'll